Welcome back, guys. Another episode of Unranked Podcast. We have myself, Grant, also, of course, Elijah. We also have a special guest on today. One of my good buddies, Austin Stewart, decided to hop on the podcast with us, talk a little basketball, a little football. We'll talk some NBA, talk about the Colts, and then we'll also talk about some of the stuff he's been listening to for the music side of things. So, Stu, thank you for coming on, man. Thanks for coming with us.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me, bro. I'm excited. You know, I've been texting you all week, so.
Right? Hit me up on Monday, like, in the middle of the afternoon, like, I'm geeked. I'm like, I am too, bro. Ready for it. Yeah, man, we'll go ahead and jump right in, man. Obviously, NBA season kicked off about a month or so ago. I always say, in my opinion, like, basketball season don't really start until Christmas Day. But, kind of want to see what your thoughts are. Give me, like, a little, like, synopsis, breakdown, just – the NBA, what you've been liking about, some of the players that you follow yourself and, what you've been liking overall so far.
Yeah. NBA has been interesting. Some teams that we don't normally see are bad or they're good and vice versa. Good to see the Warriors back on top. But overall, I think it's just an interesting space where it's top heavy from a star standpoint. So we're going to continue to get to see that. And I'm not complaining there. I like seeing the stars go at it in the postseason. Right. I am a LeBron James fan. I wouldn't say I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm rooting for him. And he's doing well. I know he's missed some time with injuries, but to be at his age, still performing top of the league, I mean, what's not to like there?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like what you said, basketball really starts around December. I agree there. Pretty much after the All-Star break, that turn, they all kind of kick it into gear. They know where they need to be to get into the playoffs. But
right.
I'm with you. I've been watching a lot, but that's when I really start to, dial it in and watch that. So I'm excited for that time of season too.
Yeah, I think for me, it's kind of just like, the Tuesday night is convenient, but I'm still like in football mode. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I like Tuesday nights, Tuesday night basketball, Wednesday and Thursday to kind of keep me, entertained until the weekend for football. So. But yeah, well, I'm a Brown fan too, so I it's kind of want to ask you, what do you like? How do you feel about that Lakers team? I've been telling Eli a lot, like Russ. I think Russ was a horrible idea. I kind of wish they would have went the Buddy Hield route.
Okay.
I know Brian is kind of tired of like teaching guys how to play the game, but I feel like Buddy Hield, he's been in the league long enough. I think he could have filled that void that they're looking for. They currently don't have. Like, what are your thoughts on what they've been doing to start the season off?
I got to agree. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know if I thought Buddy Hield, but I'm not saying it couldn't be Buddy Hield. I definitely agree that they should have went a different route. I guess take a step back. Overall, the Lakers team, I mean, it's anybody who's watching them knows they're just not very good right now. That's not to say they can't turn it around. That's not to say they don't have a long season ahead of them. That's not even to say that they don't have certain players playing well. Like LeBron is playing well. He's one of the top performers in the league when he's out there. But they're just not gelling. They're not clicking. And one end you see it on is the defensive end. But I say they're not clicking, but that's also probably because they're not trying. You don't see a lot of effort on the defensive end. But I think they can turn it around? Do I think LeBron's the greatest of all time and they can figure it out? Yeah. But if I'm playing GM, if I'm thinking about the future, I don't see it. I would try and shake something up before the trade deadline. And to your point, I think that piece it's got to be Westbrook. They need that presence down low with AD, and AD is obviously the younger guy, near in his prime. And they need more scoring I shouldn't say more scoring, but they need
shooting.
Yeah. They need shooting from that point guard position, just to put it plainly. Hall of Famer, multi All-Star and Westbrook, all-timer, I should say. But right now, that's just not what they need. So that's kind of what I feel.
Right.
I'm just going to step in for me. I do agree. I don't know if that was the best fit. Obviously, I think they're all of them are great players, Hall of Fame type players individually. I just don't know if that's the right nucleus together. And I know me and Grant definitely talked about this, but just the idea of you need all of LeBron's successes when he's surrounded by shooters. So you open that floor up for him, and the rest is kind of history. So they definitely don't look like that's the game plan this year. It doesn't, but I just put up their record here, and for as bad as they have been, they're middle of the pack. They're sitting at a 6 seed. it looked like 6 or 7 games out of the first place, but like 2 or 3 games out of the second or third place. So in all actuality, they're not doing all that bad considering LeBron's missed a decent amount. They all just pasted this together in the middle of the summer. So, you know, I know early on I was very harsh on it, but I actually don't know if it's the worst thing ever if they're healthy. You know, I don't know if they can win a championship necessarily.
Yeah.
I think with the way the Warriors look, but I do think they could hit their stride.
Do you think they could? Do you think with the team they currently have constructed, do you think they could hit playoffs and be a contender?
Yeah, I do actually. I think if the right pieces get hot, if Carmelo comes back on, if LeBron stays healthy, if AD plays more like what you said, and I would say they kind of need a little bit more of everything from him. A little bit.
I would agree there too.
Whether it's rim protector, rebounding, just being more assertive, all around, just kind of, if he was to pick it up a notch or two, I do think, who could stop him in the league? Not many or nobody. So
I'd say I put, if you want to kind of like break it down like percentages, I'd probably say 50%. I feel like it's kind of on AD because he the only one, he's 26, 27 years old, and we all know like if AD tried and was like consistently tried, he could average 30 and 15, like no problem. Like I don't think anybody can really go ahead.
I was gonna say, but Russ gives you none of the in between that AD can give you from a night in and night out basis. It's like Russ is either good or Russ is either like, wow, like damn, like so. To me, cut out that inconsistency from the point guard spot, and like you said, add some shooting. Now you're getting that consistent shooting on a night in and night out basis, and then you can get that AD to come along with you when he feels like it, and you're gonna get that consistent 26 from LeBron. 26, what is it? 26 like 7 and 5 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I think because I might be being a little too hard on AD, but like, sometimes it be them games where he like, 15 points, 2 or 3 rebounds. He don't get ejected. It's like, get in foul trouble. I watched the Celtics game last week. Got dunked on like 4 times. I get it. It happens. It's basketball. I don't see that like assertiveness on both sides.
Doesn't it seem like on that end of the court?
Yeah.
Like,
I get, like with Russ, like, how he plays. They're still trying to kind of figure that out. But like, I kind of, what I envisioned just from like, even like with Russ and AD was Russ just kind of being more of like pick and roll, just like lobs at the rim, you know what I'm saying? Just finding them under the cup, just like, driving to the cup, having all that attention, dishing it off to, AD like last second for an easy basket. But like AD he be dancing on that free throw line. He be trying to just shoot all them jumpers, shoot them 3. And it's in his arsenal. Like, he definitely got in his game. But sometimes I'm like, bro, I need you to put your shoulder into somebody and just get busy. Get the hole, get everybody else, other team's bigs in foul trouble, and like take this game over like you can. Because we've seen them do it time in and time out in the playoffs. So
you ever thought about this? What if they ran their offense through AD at the top of the key? Now, I was just thinking about this, just watching them one day. I'm like, okay, LeBron's ball dominant, right? But how about you have the play in with LeBron? High feed it into AD at the top of the key. He's got the wiggle that he can put his defender in a blender because he's got that skill set that no big guarding him has to guard. So, Bam Adebayo, to name one, might be able to, stick him for a little bit, but AD's got a little wiggle. You play around him, you got cutting guards, and then in transition, LeBron's just kind of playing floor general. Yeah. I think that would keep AD involved, right? But again, we come back to like the Russell Westbrook thing. It's like, okay, we can play through AD, get him more involved. LeBron's going to get him, but what do we do with that off shooter? So I'll be thinking about that stuff sometimes. Like, okay, what if they try to play like this? But then it all comes down to everybody on the court got to be able to shoot on a LeBron team. So
yeah, that's a good point. You know what I did think about? I'll let you go after this, Eli. Remember how like Gasol and Bynum was playing when
high-low?
Yeah, high-low, like. Gasol, I think he's one of the most like underrated, like, stretch forwards, like center type guys. They'd have him like, doing that triangle. Like that's what they was running with them Lakers back in the day. So I was thinking like they can kind of do like Bron and like AD like that in a way. Because Bron, he damn near power forward now. He'd be on the block a lot more unless he's shooting a 3. Like he just
shooting the
3, yeah, he's kind of like pure like outside in, just like shooting a 3 like under the basket. So I think that might be something they could kind of maybe look at too, but yeah.
I mean, they definitely have the talent to make it work. That's why I wouldn't completely give up. And I guess I should say that this is being the non-LeBron fan on the podcast right now.
Oh,
I'm not. I wouldn't say not a LeBron fan. I'm just not on the, I'm not in the flock yet. So, but I don't know. I guess I would say, who would you guys try to get or try to move? I can't even really think of a piece or one single player at least that you can go out and get right now. But they always seem to pull something out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who you can go get. I don't know if you guys have any ideas.
You got any? You can go ahead, Stu.
I mean, I can't say this is an original idea. I just saw this kind of come up today. It's been talks about, even like moving like a Ben Simmons there. Now, to me, I don't know if that makes them better. It kind of makes them younger of what they are. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the oldest team in the league, so they get a younger point guard by a lot. They get more athletic, sure, but the thing he wants to do is the same thing that LeBron wants to do. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna wants to start the team. He wants to the play to start with him. He's gonna be the playmaker and stuff like that. That's the exact same thing that Ben Simmons wants to do. So do I think it could work? Defensive end, most likely, certainly helped him. Offensive end, I think you just get a little bit more of what LeBron does, but not as good. But again, it just is that age thing. But then I'm thinking I would rather get a shooter in there. So I guess Dame was a really good name for a while, although it's very unlikely. But that was another one.
Yeah.
I think that would come down to a person who can't shoot versus won't shoot. And, so would you rather Russ, have those off nights, but some nights he hitting 5 of them? Or would you want Ben Simmons to only shoot 5 all year?
True. That's very true.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I'm a pretty big Ben Simmons fan. I know regardless kind of what happened in the playoffs and everything, I thought Dallas might have came to mind for me. I think, I don't know, these are the people I kind of would like to see, maybe like a, maybe like a Buddy Hield. I'm a pretty big Buddy Hield fan. I saw a crazy stats where he's had like the second most like 5 3-pointer games behind Steph, like pretty much like NBA history, or like in the past like 5 to 8 years, something kind of crazy like that. I think he's in Sacramento like wasting away. And I heard that the trade was like basically all they had to do was just like press send and it was gonna go through. But then like AD and LeBron were like had Russ out to dinner in LA and everything, and kind of just like made this big old thing to where they want to try to make it work amongst themselves. So they're all friends, So, and I don't know. I would say maybe like this might be kind of like a random name and not like just him, but I feel like he'd be like a decent piece with maybe like a couple other pieces. But Karis LeVert, I think like what they kind of need is somebody to hit the open shot and go get their own shot. Like, sometimes Russ, he kind of struggles now to get his own shot sometimes. Like he just doesn't have that offensive arsenal. And he just kind of, what happened to him, like I love Russ, but what happened to him, he just kind of he was molded into this player. Like after KD left, he was in OKC. He just kind of had to like do everything. Yeah. So like, it made more sense for him to have like 15, and 10.
Right.
Instead of like 40 and 10, because they would have got, the doors blown off if he was playing that way. So he kind of just had to like turn to like this facilitator, rebounder, average scorer in order to like make it shape. But yeah, they can get like Buddy Hield or Karis LeVert. Brad Beal, that was somebody that.
Karis LeVert's real interesting to me. That's like a name, that's a name you could go get.
Like I think he's like a star, just kind of like waiting for like that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen
Brad Beal. Brad Beal, you think he could the one you can go get?
I think I was saying LeVert.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was agreeing with Eli, and he said LeVert. I feel like he's kind of like one of them guys that's just like, he kind of got shipped out in Brooklyn, but he was doing his thing there. Been a little hurt in Indiana, so he hasn't really had that time.
I think I read something the other day. He might be out in Indiana too. Aren't they trying to?
Yeah, they're putting everybody on the block. So on the trade block. So I'm hoping that
What about Seth Curry?
Yeah, I think if you could, find a way to get.
I don't think Philly's coming off of him, but I'm just trying to think of like he's a willing defender. Not that he's a great defender, but he's gonna stick his nose in there. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna back down from anyone.
Right.
He's going to give you the shooting that you need, the shooting that you want. So that was just something that just kind of came up while you guys were talking.
Yeah, I think like I think ideally, I'm not a fan of like some of these like older heads just, kind of jumped in there on the minimum deals trying to, I love that Melo's there. Melo should have been there a little while ago. But like, DeAndre Jordan, Trevor Ariza, like even Dwight Howard sometimes. I'm like, this dude goes in, he gets like 6 fouls. He's like being the opposite of what they need, like off the bench. And they can just kind of find a way to get some in pieces, get them out of there. They'll maybe, buyout season. That's usually like March, April, where a lot of them players, whatever team they might be on, end up getting bought out and just kind of signing with whoever, that vet minimum. But I think they got to try to get younger and just try to find a way to squeeze some shooting in there. Now, I don't doubt that LeBron will make it happen because we watched him playing like these, they didn't think it would happen with Wade because Wade was kind of like, always hurt, kind of played how Russ did a little bit, just like wasn't the greatest shooter, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie was Kyrie, so LeBron could just kind of give him the ball and let him kind of do his thing to destroy everybody.
Kyrie is Kyrie.
Yeah, but like LeBron's always kind of just been able to make it happen. So, as much as we sitting here talking about what they should do, he probably like, fuck what y'all talking about. We probably gonna go to the finals regardless.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Like no way around it.
Right. I wouldn't be shocked if they still, kind of kept it how it was. Maybe made a move or two, just kind of give a little bit more of a shot in the arm, get a little bit younger to make it, make it a little easier down the road.
You got LeBron. There's always a chance.
Right. Absolutely.
I agree with that.
So, yeah, we'll make a little transition here at NFL. You're a big Colts guy. I never really asked why, so I think this now is a good opportunity to kind of understand. So I know you're from Illinois originally.
True.
But yeah, like what made you, how did that happen? I'm sure Peyton probably got something to do with it. But I'll go ahead and give you the floor for that.
Peyton has everything to do with it. The Indianapolis is only about 4 hours from my hometown. So we would catch a lot of their games. We had like Colts fans around. But around the time I started liking football, I legitimately like fell in love with Peyton Manning's game. Like I was watching him, I was like, something about this makes me want to play football. And I always wanted to watch him throw. I always wanted to watch him play. I think I knew from a small age, or I knew early on that he was doing something different that not a lot of people were doing. So that really drew me to him. And then from there, it just stuck. It just felt right. Just always kind of rooted for him, and here I am now.
Yeah, this is so random. You know what I always think about when it comes to like Peyton Manning? Just like remember that Madden game when they had like the vision, the QB vision. And, like, every time he hiked the ball, it would be like
he had the whole field. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like that was kind of like because obviously at that age we watch football, but like you don't really understand like what all was going on with it like that.
Right.
So, like, to me, it was kind of like. Peyton really that dude, obviously it was Brady, like Peyton really did his thing. So yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense to be a fan.
Peyton's actually probably my favorite quarterback of all time as well, to be honest. I love Peyton. When I really first realized his game was just when I realized that he was changing. Like he was the first quarterback I seen on an every play, go up there, read the defense, audible, change the play. Like he was the first quarterback I seen do that every time every drive. And now that's customary now. But I feel like he was the first one doing it when a lot of that just wasn't happening that frequently. So that was the first most impressive thing to me about Peyton.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you loving the Manning cast on Monday nights.
Yes. It's so awkward that it's funny. Like, and I think that they know it. Like they're like, we're awkward on screen, so let's just be awkward. And they also say like cool football stuff in between. So I'm a nerd for it. I love it. Yeah.
That's what I love too. Like that's what I kind of appreciate about it is just like maybe calling out formations, defense, and I just be like, listen, like this is crazy. I mean, imagine as a quarterback in the league having to kind of walk up to the line and be able to like call that stuff out and pull that stuff out. They just sitting there casually like, yeah,
while roasting each other.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, we'll talk about the current state of the Colts now. I'll go ahead and say that I'm still having nightmares of Jonathan Taylor. I played against him that week when he had 5 touchdowns and 200 yards.
Yes, you did.
Definitely got blew out.
Yes, you did.
In the football league, pretty bad. I'm still just.
Dare I say the best in the NFL? Derrick Henry's sideline right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, what he's doing, he's on an unprecedented pace within the Colts organization. He's got 16 rushing touchdowns this year, I think. Most of all running backs. I mean, he's making a hell of a case. I won't say we live or die, but he's our workhorse, and he's going, we're going. But I'm happy with the current state of the Colts. I really am. Everything seems to be in place. I do wish maybe we had like a pop receiver outside, but I mean, that's just splitting hairs at this point. Ty, when he's healthy, he still gives us production. Pittman Jr. is a huge, I shouldn't even say a big play, a huge play receiver when we need him. We got our go-tos. Everything about us I like, but we don't turn the corner. It seems like every year we don't turn the corner. We get to this point where everyone sees us as a playoff team. Everyone knows we're a playoff team, but then we put Tampa Bay on the ropes the entire game and give it away.
Yeah.
Late in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, it's those things. I'm sure a lot of Colts fans can agree with. But you all, year in and year out, I mean, you always like the current state of the Colts because we're always contending for a playoff spot. But now we're one of those few teams in the league that's like, okay, we're not content with the playoffs. We got to turn this corner. Where is that going to be? Past couple of years, it's been at quarterback, and now it's just. I mean, I feel like we do have all the pieces. We have to have a top 5 defense in the league. I know we are number 1 in turnovers. So yeah, I mean, a lot of things to be happy about, but not content, I guess.
Right. Yeah. How would you this might be a little sore subject, but how'd you feel when Andrew Luck just like, I feel why he did it, if your body ain't in it, that's just is what it is. But I feel like, I mean, they might have been dancing, flirting with a championship the last, because they got their team so put together. Great running back, great O-line, great receivers, defense is crazy. That front 7 is nuts. So
kind of a Barry Sanders situation, if you think about it. Like one of the great, I mean, I would say probably a memorable history. Those are the 2 best players that never were. Like, if we never got to see what the end looked like.
Yeah.
So I guess I should take a step back. I'm in favor of him. We did not do him any favors while he was here. We never got the line to where it needed to be. And that's literally all he needed.
Yeah.
He needed to be upright. Everything else would take care of itself, as it did. What was that? 3 straight 11-5 seasons from the jump when we got him. Like, the dude was a freak.
AFC Championship run.
We couldn't keep him upright. And he was playing through, lacerated organs and stuff like that. I'm like, man, this dude is unreal. Still putting the team on his back. And all he wanted to do was just be, safe, healthy, and we couldn't do it. So I don't blame him. But now all of a sudden we got the line to like, that would have done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so frustrating. It's like, literally as soon as he left, it felt like we got Quentin Nelson, you know what I'm saying? It felt like we got all these guys to protect them. So, and I'm sure Carson's comfy back there. But that did hurt. It hurt when he left, but I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he could be in the middle of his prime right now. This is kind of bizarre because he's been out of the league. He's been out of the league 3-4 years though, so it's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Don't say that.
Yeah, because him and RG3 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy because they both went like nuts their first couple years, first year in the league, and then
you go and say what's the perfect quarterback, and you don't put a name on it. All I have to do is say Andrew Luck, and he's everything you said.
Yeah,
I agree. Perfect quarterback.
Yeah, I remember watching him at Stanford, like. That was like real big deal. Stanford wasn't that good. That's when Harbaugh kind of was turning things around up that way, and he was going crazy. And they literally said he can run.
Big, he's strong. He's fast. He's got a crazy arm. And by the way, he's just like off the charts, unworldly smart. Like
casually has a Stanford degree.
Just casually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was for sure like a top 10 QB in that time frame when he was and hanging out. But yeah, so. I think it started off like 1-6 or 1-5, something crazy. the Colts did. It was a little dicey there.
Yep.
And then now 7-6.
Yes. Yep.
So, got a month left of the season.
We do always do this. We always do this.
It's tough because I literally watched Carson Wentz throw away a chance for the AFC South title. Like literally when he threw that pick 6 or that interception and got at the 5-yard line, and Derrick Henry went down like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So both the teams kind of, reeling. They're both like doing okay right now, but how do you kind of see them finishing it off? You think they'll be able to stick into the playoffs or what?
I think we need a little help, but I don't know. I don't think we need it to get in. We might not, like numbers wise, but I do like. I think Tennessee. I'm not sure their schedule, but I mean they've got to be close to clinching in a couple games here.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
We're in the wild card spot right now. Interesting enough, even after not playing, moved us into a wild card.
Got that tiebreaker over the Bills.
Yeah, so. I mean, things are interesting. Where we're at in the AFC right now, I think we can beat anybody. So if you're asking me how I feel moving forward, I don't. What was that?
I'm just looking. You got Patriots.
Yeah,
Cardinals.
I know.
Raiders, Jaguars. I had worse 2-2.
I think we can beat anybody. I think the Tampa Bay game showed you that. I think that. I don't want to talk down on those grown men that work hard, but I think that moment was a little too big for him. Like you could feel us let the game away, like slip the game away. But I do also feel like once that clicks, though, I think we could beat a Kansas City. I do think we could beat a Tampa Bay. I think we can contend and beat with the best teams in the league, but those teams just right now know how to win a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, not to cause any like pain or anything. I'm looking like that Colts game or that Titans game lost by 3. I saw that Ravens one pop up. That's the one where I'm like, that's where I was just like,
imagine if we had those.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, no, I like you guys' chances. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. Bills beat the Jags. There's a lot of crazy games. Even Rams beating the Cardinals last night. I don't think anybody saw that coming, but when guys getting paid to play the best football, all the records, you might throw the records out the window.
And, they're not scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying? That they wake up and they like, hey, they a man just like me. That's what I love about the NFL. Mind you, just to say that real quick, like I'm a professional sports, even in the NBA as well. Like that's the respect, like the respect that they give the game and the respect that they give each other, but also, they also view themselves as like, I'm the best in the world too. To see that compete, that's unbeatable.
100%. No, I agree with you there for sure. But yeah, last thing we were going to wrap up with, I know you're a big music guy. We used to, when we was working together, we'd be going back and forth, sending each other songs. So, got to get back on that. First and foremost. But just kind of give us, a couple albums you've been listening to, a couple songs, I feel like everybody got that song that's kind of going on repeat, what I'm saying, here and there. It kind of depends, what the mood is and whatnot. We know music is just such a big topic. But, yeah, give a couple, albums that you've been listening to or some songs you've been rocking with.
Bro, this is such a scatterbrained topic for me because all I do is listen to music. So, it's not like I just, sit down, maybe listen to an album. I kind of vibe with that for a little bit or, a certain – genre of music. I'm all over the place all of the time.
I can give you an easier question then if you want.
Yeah.
Certified Lover Boy or Donda?
Okay, I like that. but I don't like to compare albums. But I also do not like when people don't answer questions of the either or. So I'm gonna definitely give you an answer.
Yeah.
Contrary to a lot of people's belief about me, I'm gonna go with Donda.
Yeah, it's shocking that you're saying that.
I think so Certified Lover Boy is a work of art. I'm not hating that is also, those two albums are in my constant streams right now, right? But Kanye did some things sonically on that album that was this is gonna sound weird, but when I heard Hurricane for the first time, I was like, dang, this is a new music experience. This is different. I haven't heard anything like this. And just the way he introduced, I would not call that a gospel album, but the way he was able to just pull all audiences with his features, it was so intelligently put together. It's all right, a lot of people that like that drill music, I'm gonna bring in Fivio and we're gonna get to it on this track, but we're also gonna be talking about God. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that crowd and people who like the melodies and the harmonies, the horns, the organs. He's bringing all that into one track. It's he's got something for everybody on each track. I really like that. And he just got creative with how he uses features with Don Toliver and, you know.
Baby Keem on there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Baby Keem, and just kind of feeding them in, Roddy Ricch, and like no one's really like singled out. Like each verse is a part of each song, which I really enjoyed that. So that's kind of why I give it the edge. But yeah, I'm not a lot of people who probably think I would say that.
Yeah, no, that's shocking. I was definitely thinking that you were going to say Certified Lover Boy. I didn't really listen to Donda a ton. I do have Off the Grid. Phoebe, that verse is insane. And then Hurricane. I feel when I first heard Hurricane, I was kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like at the gym, like what's going on right now?
Yeah, like it was.
I don't know. Like a weird out of body experience there for sure. But yeah, I mean a lot of people got the same opinion. What you think, E?
Yeah, no. So I have not gone through Donda at all. I'm still on the Kanye.
No.
Yeah, I feel you.
But no, I mean, I'm not, just full disclosure, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, period. But I do think that's a good ass album. I do think it's a good album. I like a lot of the samples he took. You know, whether it's the 3 6 Mafia or he flipped a couple of like. I'm blanking on some of the other flips he had, but just some of them samples he had, I thought was good. He always finds a way to put together just a good project. Something you could always listen to with a collective of different people. You know, whether, you know, you can casually listen to it with your friends or like your mom, you know, it's not going to be something too crazy on most of the tracks. And so I would say, you know, that's kind of my personal opinion on that. But, you know, I think I see Kanye maneuvering to try to come back a little more. You know, I think I seen him do the verses recently. I seen him freestyling with Future at Rolling Loud. So I definitely I have heard good things about that album. So I should probably give it a spin.
I would just say Off the Grid, Hurricane.
And I don't know if that's the song, but everybody's told me I got to listen to one with Andre 3000.
Life of the Party, yeah.
Life of the Party, and then you a big Jay-Z guy, so I would say check out Jail too.
Please check out Jail. I mean, and the creative songs I was talking about, definitely got to check out Moon.
I mean,
From the Life.
Anything else, I can't take. Kanye is one of the best producers of all time. You know, he dig in them crates better than anybody, and pull them samples up, them weird ass, you know, Isley Brothers, whoever he can find. You know, I think so. He does a good job of just blending genres. So I will give him that. You can't take that away from him. So I know sonically it's probably, you know, great.
Yeah. We got a little homework for you, Stu. I told you about it prior. We'll have you give us 10, 12 with your favorite songs that you've been listening to.
I got you.
I don't know if you got Spotify, but I'll say they kind of make it easy for you. You know, they got the Spotify rap thing where they kind of just, you know, give everybody what their top song was for the year. But yeah,
Apple Music, man. Apple Music. I'm old head. Apple Music.
Spotify.
Yeah. But yeah, what we'll do, we'll have you, you know, you'll send me some hits, some bangers right now, some hitters. And what I'll do, I'll post them on to our Instagram page. And just be a good opportunity to just kind of share what you've been listening to with
Love that.
Our followers. And that was pretty much it today, Stu. I thank you so much for coming and chatting with us.
Yes, sir.
Had a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Have me back. I had fun. We got to do this again.
Yeah, all you got to do is make the call.
Hey.
Make the call.
I'm putting it on here. This is going to be on the podcast. Have me back.
Yeah.
Have me back. I'm going to make sure this
when y'all make the playoffs, we'll get you back in.
Okay.
Emergency podcast, just Colts make the playoffs, got to have Stu.
Got you. I like that.
So hey. I will say, though, last person on here that was talking about their team, Cam, they wanted to talk about Georgia. They got smacked by Bama. So
hey, roll tide. I was talking trash to him. And y'all, we got to talk about Lions next time because I got to get on y'all.
No, we don't.
We got to flip the script.
We have enough abuse.
Right. Yeah. You know. Yeah. We do it to ourselves. We already know week in, week out what the result going to be. We had our Super Bowl 2 weeks ago. So.
Okay. Yeah. No, just a little early. Just a tad early. Just a tad early.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, thanks again for your time. We'll definitely have you back on soon. So.
All right, man. I cannot wait. I'm gonna be hounding you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peace.